Now, properly. Good evening. Good evening, gentles and ladymen. Let me begin by explaining what exactly is going to be going on. For those of you who aren't theatrically inclined, I can see a couple of my lovely theatre friends out there. When you train for the theatre, you do so by being put through challenges and workshops where you have to improvise your way through rather than being given a script to stick through. Improv challenges, improv workshops. So, legend has it, Comedy of Errors was actually made up by Shakespeare's troupe as they went along, as a kind of ancestor of the modern improv challenge workshop. So, our small but beautiful cast over there, we are going to improv challenge our way through the story, such as it is, of Comedy of Errors. So-called plot that we're going to improv our way through tonight goes as follows. A merchant and his wife and their twin sons and their twin servants, their identical twin servants, are all separated at sea as children. We rejoin them as adults, having spent their whole lives searching for each other across the world. We rejoin them all accidentally arriving all at the same place at the same time, which is Ephesus. Just at the moment when Ephesus has closed its borders completely to foreigners, to anyone exposed as a foreigner, on pain of death or bribery to a public official. What she said. What she said. So we've managed to find ourselves someone who resembles a present-day politician who I'm sure would really relate to this no foreigners on pain of death or bribery situation. So, without further ado, we begin with a political broadcast on behalf of the Make Ephesus Great Again campaign.
People of Ephesus, it is my solemn duty to announce to you a recent policy from my authoritative authority. As you may have been aware, the city of Syracuse across the Mediterranean has enacted draconian laws to close their borders to us entirely, to any citizen of Ephesus. And they have said that any citizen of Ephesus who is seen within their city walls shall be put to death. Thus, it is my wish that we shall take back control and we shall stand no nonsense from foreign cities. And thus I have decided that we shall be closing our borders to citizens of Syracuse. And so if any Syracusian should appear on our shores, they shall be put to death, they shall be punished on pain of death, or a bribery.
Duxilinas, I have found a merchant from Syracuse. Right today. So
quite a turn of events.
I brought him to you in handcuffs.
You are aware that you do enjoy the use of those handcuffs. Yes,
He does enjoy the use of those handcuffs.
Silence, Syracusian.
Sorry.
You shall speak when it's very good too.
You just did speak to me.
Very well then. Seeing as your arrival seems to have been quite timely, rather than simply carrying out a trial and sentence now, I shall allow you to elucidate to us the reasons for why you have come to Ephesus.
I've got to elucidate in front of all these people. It's a tragic story, my lord. It's a tragic tale. These people have come to see a comedy, but in truth, it is a tragic tale. I once was a successful merchant with a successful shipping business.
I employed all sorts of sailors, fishermen, and in my private company, with my beautiful good looks and my successful business sense, I earned myself the love of a gorgeous, gorgeous wife, lovely, talented woman she is. I've got to say that, she's got me in handcuffs. Now, she gave me two beautiful sons, two beautiful identical twin sons. The Antipholus twins, we call them. Now, we were rather well off, and the lady downstairs, she weren't quite so well off, cutbacks or something, some sort of Tory policy, I don't know what it was, but she was poor anyway. And when she gave birth to two other wonderful twin boys, we thought to ourselves, why don't we have them alongside our twins? They could grow up to be our son's slaves, companions, friends, yeah, valued, friendly friends who do a bit of work from time to time and don't get paid. But that's, so we sailed off, one big happy family with the crew of our boat, but wind, rain, tempest. No, wait, the tempest is a different place. What's this one? Oh, yeah. Now, we were swept off. We had to keep our children safe. For where would our legacy be without them? We had our family be without them. We had to keep our servants safe. But where would the business be without them? I grabbed hold of one of my sons, one of my servants. She grabbed hold of the other. We grabbed hold of the mast. I was swept off this way and rescued by this sailor. She was swept off that way, rescued by that fisherman. Oh, yeah. And then, when I had done my best to bring my remaining son, my remaining servant up, all on my own, never knowing what had happened to their mother or their brothers. I forgot to drink water before I came on stage. They grew up and they decided they wanted to go gallivanting around the world in search of their long-lost mother and long-lost brothers. So I haven't seen any of them ever since then either. Now, my business has gone, my boat has gone, my sons have gone, my servants have gone, my wife has gone, my money's gone. So I decided one last trip across the sea to see if there were any sign of them. If there was no sign of them, this is as good a place as any to end my days. And apart from the little bit of fun that this officer likes to have with handcuffs on her prisoners, I have no hope left of finding the bribery money, I mean the fair and just ransom money that you wish. So you may as well just assist me in my one remaining quest to end my days peacefully.
Well, a couple of onions. You tell quite the likely story.
I found it in a Shakespeare book.
But though laws and policies must be followed, I shall enact them justly. So, once you have spent a night in the cells, at dawn tomorrow I shall give you your freedom to roam the city and seek, if you may, seek wherever you can in Ephesus the ransom that is expected of you, of 5,000 drachma. If you can raise that money by 5 p.m. tomorrow, then you shall be given your freedom. Beg, borrow, offer an illicit contract to one of my ministers. I really could not be bothered. Just find the money however you must.
Officer, take him away.
Only one night left of that fun you like to have with handcuffs, and then I'm done for.
I may not wish to be so heavy-handed with our rules, but rules is rules. If we didn't have rules, where would we be?
France.
Free.
If we had too many rules, where would we be?
Germany.
If we had too many rules, but we liked eating raw fish, where would it be?
Japan.
So, let's see what tomorrow brings.
So, the arrival of Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse to the shores of Ephesus, which is what happens next, will be played as a challenge, an improv challenge called Film Styles. Can somebody track me my drill with me? Thank you. Right. So, I shall be a pretentious British director.
Typecast.
Yeah, as if I would ever be. I'm absolutely not a pretentious British director, am I, Carl? Hello?
Hang in.
Never mind. Right. Now, I need some shout-outs from the audience. I can see even less of you now that I've got these sunglasses on. I need some shout-outs from the audience of favourite film genre stuff, favourite genres of types of films or TV shows. Someone shout one out.
Horror.
Alright, alright. Right, next one. Who else? Romance. Horror, romance. We need 5. We need 5 from you.
Comedy.
Sorry?
Comedy.
Comedy, right. What sort of comedy? What's your favourite? What's your favourite?
Tragic comedy.
Pardon?
Tragic comedy.
Tragic comedy?
We're already in.
Right. Right, 2 more. Horror, romance.
Detective.
Detective, and I heard somebody else shout over there, last one.
Slapstick.
Sorry? Hospital drama, right, okay. Right, that's all we need, right. Now, these were their ideas, it's not my fault, right? These were their ideas. Right, right, come on you guys. Now, we've got to get this movie made, because we're nearly out of money, right? The first scene, opening scene, right.
I didn't see anything about this.
Right, now, Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse arrive, let's set the scene. Right, Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse arrive on the shores of Ephesus. They have searched across the world for their missing brothers, their missing mother, their missing father. There is no sign of them, and they are just exhausted and ready to give up. Okay, now look, we need to grab the audience's attention. We need to really get them in their guts right to begin with. So do it horror, do it classic kind of horror. Go, action. Go.
Oh, Master, where have we landed?
I don't know, but this is a scary place. I hear the anime.
From where?
I don't know, but I know I'm tired. I've searched the world for our brothers, and here we are in Ephesus. I just want to rest my weary head.
I know, but we could die in our
Yeah, what's that?
Oh my God!
It's the thing.
With a thing.
A thing with a thing.
Yes.
Are there more than one thing there?
No, cut that right. Just that right. That wasn't working at all. Right. Now
The
look.
audience, not us.
Now look. Yeah, well, they wanted horror, but now look. We've grabbed their attention. Now we need to really soften their emotions. We need something emotional. So what happens is, Dromio finds a newspaper in which the news is reported of the old Syracusan merchant Aegeon's fate of being sentenced to death for being here illegally unless he can find that bride. All right? Now we need to really grab from their emotions. So let's have some classic Jane Austen romance. Romance. It's a good old British tradition, even more of a British tradition than Shakespeare sometimes. Romance.
I didn't know you could read.
Master, I have been learning in my own time, which you have so very kindly given me.
I've given you your own time. How very remiss. Anyway.
But Master, I have to
Some
see.
play down, you know.
It's so that the audience can see.
No.
Anyway, Master, I have read some terrible news here.
What could be this terrible news, my dear?
There's been a merchant from Syracuse.
From Syracuse?
Yes, who has arrived, and he will be hanged.
Hanged?
Hanged.
Do we know this
I
merchant?
don't know. But they're saying that if he can find enough money for the bride,
Bride.
he might be spared.
Okay, I think we need to find somewhere safe.
What did you call it? Cut it. What did you call it? What did you call it? For goodness sake, you got the story across, but where was the emotion? Right, where was the emotion? Now, come on.
I said dear a few times.
Look, right, we've got their attention. We've got them caring about us now. We need to lift the tension. We need to lift them up. We need to lift their spirits a bit. This is dragging. We need to lift their spirits. Now look. Well,
We can do drag.
now listen. Director's talking. Now listen. Very carefully. Antipholus sends Dromio away with all the money he has in his pocket to get his lodgings. Right? Now make him laugh with this one. Some classic comedy, some classic carry-on comedy. Let's go, carry-on comedy. Go on, right? Ready? Action.
Romeo! Yes, it's been up the Khyber again.
It's such a shame that we don't have the other prop anymore because it's the sun, and we know that they've got titties there. Should I just
Titties there?
Yeah.
Titties? Oh, I say! Shocking! Put that away!
That goddess has got 38 of them.
38 titties bag! God, I've never heard of such a thing. Oh. But anyway,
Yes?
brilliant. Here is some of our money. I'm not giving you all of it because you can't be trusted.
Oh, Master.
Now I need you to find me decent lodgings, not those little places that you go for, those seedy places. No, I want a nice place to lay my head and have a good meal. And no titties. Off with you! Off! Come back when you found me lodgings.
Right. At least we've got one actor left on the stage. Now listen. Yeah, and now we need to really start. Now look. Here's where the mystery and intrigue comes in, right? No sooner has your Dromio left than a Dromio appears
How many Dromios are there?
to call you home. For some reason, calling you home, for no reason of which you're totally unaware, calling you home for dinner. What home? What dinner? Mystery. Intrigue. Mystery movie. Mystery movie. Alright, mystery movie. Mystery, intrigue, all that sort of thing that they have in those detective dramas. Go on, let's have it. Go on.
Well, I'm searching around here for a clue. A cunning clue.
Chief.
Well, yeah. Dromio, I would have sent you away. Have you found lodgings already? I don't have a wife, Dromio. Go and get those lodgings sorted.
With what?
The money I gave you.
You didn't give me any money.
You mean you've lost the money? That's a new story, that now, isn't it? I've now got to find the
Money? I don't know what you're talking about. Money.
Director, how long does this go on for? Get off the phone!
Hopefully not too much longer.
Go!
Hopefully not too much longer. You see, what kind of agent do you call yourself? These are the actors you got there. Right.
There's still that thing there.
Look. Oh, look. Now look, this is here you are on your own. You've had your chance acting alongside those other two.
I get the spot.
This is one moment. I know we'll get makeup to sort that out. Now listen. Here you are alone, and you think to yourself, I've made it all the way around the world and back, and there's no sign of them. I may as well just remain exhausted here. Give up. I'll find my own way to my lodging, as Romeo can't be trusted, and there I will just stay. And should I even just carry on with my quest, or should I just give up?
Where's the carry on?
Yeah, we've done that. It didn't work. Now look, let's try. You know what audiences love? They love those hospital dramas. Okay, so that over dramatic moment that you get in those hospital dramas. Come on, let's have it like that. Let's have one more go. You might as well make your way to the lodging to yourself and there give up your search for your long lost family because you're exhausted and it's fruitless and you've been all the way around the world. Well, ending scene. Get the audience's attention really grabbed by the drama of this ending scene, like they do in those hospital dramas. Hospital drama. All right, go. Action.
Crafting crash team. I'm not a doctor. Well, what do you think? Yes, I think that sounds pretty good to me. I'm sorry, but I've got to go and throw up. I really can't be here any longer. I'm exhausted and tired. I've been around the world searching for my brother, and that twin servant can't be any more useless than the one I've got. But anyway, I'm going to the lodgings to rest my weary head.
Well, thank God for that. And next time, you want to call yourself a professional agency, send me some decent actors, all right? Goodbye. Right. Right. So much for quirky genre British TV. It's time for a bit of American style drama. It's time for some reality shows. One of those American style reality shows, that'll do. That's how we'll do that next week. I'll tell you what. Real Housewives of Ephesus. That's what we'll do. Real Housewives of Ephesus. Brand new season. A brand new season of Real Housewives. Let's get the accent on. The brand new season opener of the Real Housewives of Ephesus. We have Adriana. She's the finest hostess in the city. But is she trapped in outdated gender roles with her husband Antipholus? We have her sister, Luciana, the independent, postmodern, feminist, or so she calls herself, but she's living in her sister's home rent-free. Is it really her place to preach? Let's see what drama will unfold in our season opener of Real Housewives of Ephesus. Here we go now. Play to the camera, folks. Play to the camera. Let's have your intros.
Hello, my name is Luciana, and well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show, even though I'm not actually married. But living with my sister Adriana, I have learned a lot about marriage, and well, I have to say, I don't really like it. There are far too many conditions, there are far too many things to think about. I guess that's the case with my brother-in-law, Antipholus. He's so controlling, he keeps taking advantage of my sister. Oh, my dear Adriana, she is such a great hostess, she's a fantastic person, she's such a lovely woman. I wish I could figure out a way to help her empower herself and be the woman that she was born to be someone who's able to really embody the goddess, you know? So maybe I'll be able to do it here on the show this time. I'm so grateful to be here. It's just that, don't get me wrong, it's not that, it's not all men who are bad, but just men, they just want us to be their servants or something. They act like they're lord and masters of everything and everyone. They just, I wish that Adriana could see that anyway.
That's where you want me? Hey, Adriana. I am from one of the oldest families in Ephesus, and I married a slightly beneath me like Antipholus, but he is my husband, and I love him very much. Anyway, just so that you are aware, you peasants out there, that I am the social season, really, in Ephesus. It starts with the Mars ball. It ends with the Hunts ball 3 months later. I have one of the finest tables, one of the finest cellars in, well, the whole of Ephesus, actually. No one can compete. But every Thursday night, and I mean every Thursday night since we were married, it's our night for me and my husband to have a little candlelight supper together, if you know what I mean, intimate. But as I said, I'm Andreea. I don't need to be anything else. Sister!
Yes,
Sister!
my darling sister Adriana.
Oh, is that the blue lotus honey wine?
Yes, yes,
It's
that's
getting spoiled. It's getting spoiled. I've been breathing for the right amount of time. And where's my husband?
I don't know, Adriana.
Well, someone should know where he is. It's Thursday night. He should be here.
Well, like I've told you before, he just acts like he just doesn't care about you. He just doesn't care about everything that you do to make sure that this household is happy and that, sister, he takes advantage of you.
Oh, what would you know about such things, my dear? At your age, you should be married by now and probably have children.
Well, that's only if I wanted to. I mean, I've dated enough to know that I don't.
I'm going to send you on that passage to Lesbos. I keep telling you.
We could talk about that another time.
Well, it's what you always say. Another time. But anyway, where's my husband is what I want to know.
Mistress.
Oh, it's that club Dromio. Dromio, where is the master?
Drama, as if there wasn't enough conflict and confrontation between these two sisters. Now, there is some shocking news from their household servant, Dromio.
Dromio, where's the master?
You're not going to believe what I've just seen up there. I tried to get the master to come home. He just wouldn't come with me.
What do you mean he wouldn't come with you? You left him out there alone.
I had to leave him by the agora. I said to him, your dinner's getting cold. He's all just my money.
You left him at the agora with all those peasants out there.
I told him your wife is expecting you home, and all he could say was my money. And then I said if I don't get you home soon, your whole evening's going to be spoiled, and all he can worry about is my money.
Sister, what the hell's he dribbling on about?
Well, I've told you so many times before that Nicholas doesn't really care about you.
He didn't care about me. Of course he cares, but he must have gone mad.
Honestly, I can only apologise, mistress. It's like he was a completely different person. He didn't know me from Adam. It's like he didn't know you from Eve, and he didn't know me from a handbag.
Dromio, how could you forget who I am? I'm not exactly forgettable. No, Dromio.
I swear to you, mistress. He said he doesn't know.
Dromio, darling, Dromio. Go fetch the master.
He wants me to come back here. You want me to go back out there. You can't all be treating me like a football. This isn't match of the day.
Dromio, darling, Dromio. Go fetch the master! Oh, I'm flabbergasted. My gast is flabbergasted.
Dear sister, I've told you so many times before.
I
Men's business still lie out the door. Oh,
am going to my happy place. I'm going shopping in a happy place. I've had enough. I can't cope anymore.
well,
Closing shot of the episode, honey. Here we go.
now, I've told you, I am so worried about my sister. I really need to find a way to help her embody the goddess and be the empowered woman she's meant to be.
What a season opener. To be continued, folks. To be continued on the next episode of Real Housewives of Ephesus. Stay tuned. Right, let's have a bit of fun with the next improv challenge. The next improv challenge will tell the story of Dromio of Syracuse reunited with his master Antipholus of Syracuse. Now, we need to pay attention in this game to relative positions. It's called stand, sit, lean, lie. Whenever one person is standing, the other must be sitting. If that person was to stand, the other person must sit, and so on, and you'll see what else happens when everyone else comes in. Right.
So,
Oh, so you're back, are you? Again?
again,
What is, and who's this mistress we've been talking about? Who's inviting them to some dinner or other? Where is that supposed to be happening? When is that supposed to be happening? Is that the lodgings you found us?
I got the lodgings at the Centaur Inn, sir.
So who is this mistress that you're supposed to be sending me home to? Is that where my money is?
Have you lost your marbles? I made bookings at the Centaur Inn.
Man, lost it.
I don't know of any mistress.
I don't know about my marbles, but I definitely lost my money. I sent you off to it, and you come back here saying I've never heard of any money that you gave me, but there's a mistress waiting for me home for dinner.
That's not how I remember it going.
Well, I don't know how tight your hat is, but listen very, very carefully. Listen to me. Okay. We arrived here looking for lodgings.
And I went and got the lodgings.
I gave you my money.
Yes, I took your money, sir. I took it to the Centaur Inn, just like you said.
You came back here
Yes, sir.
telling me that some mistress was inviting me to her house for dinner, and that you had no idea where my money was.
What kind of story is that, sir? I'm sorry.
I'm getting the story straight so far. Look, you are the servant. Do you talk when I am talking?
I'm gonna fucking tell you the truth, says
Last time you started.
Oh, there you are, husband. Too old.
Now look, let's not be seen
There he is, my husband.
Let's not be seen arguing in front of these
Too young. Too young. Oh, but if we stay
There's a bit of a reputation against Syracuse in the city at the moment.
Well, I don't know who these people are, but they both look rather attractive. They both look rather attractive. So let's play it cool. Let's play it cool.
Husband.
Let's see what happens.
Husband, why have I been dragged up from my drawing room to bring you home? Where have you been? And you useless loaf.
Let us freeze it. I don't know, but let's freeze the tableau for a moment, and I will explain the rest of the game. Stand, sit. One must stand, one must sit. Now it becomes stand, sit, lean, lie. One must always be standing, one must always be sitting, one must always be leaning, one must always be lying, and when one changes, the other has to change to adapt and see how much chaos we can get into as Adriana and Luciano drag the wrong men home for dinner. Let's see what we can do. Is anyone standing up? No, I'll stand up. I'll stand up.
Husband, darling, it's time to get me home for dinner. The blue lotus honey wine is starting to spoil.
Look, I've exhausted enough without there being any blue lotus honey wine to drink. Wherever you've been, since our time we arrived in Ephesus, I'm glad you've arrived now. Talking of lodgings, because my incompetent servant over here, for God's sake.
Husband, what do you mean lodgings? You live with me. Okay, Andreea.
Are you two lovely ladies both going to be here at Shea Adriana?
Well, this is my sister. You know that we all live together.
Oh, there's that sort of household. Trivia. Just play it cool. We could be in here. They're inviting us home. They all live. These gorgeous ladies. They all live together.
Husband, I give you every license, every freedom. As you know, I never raise my voice. I never argue with anyone. But Thursday night is our Thursday night, and oh, we are going.
Well,
not on the floor.
Oh, so there's lodgings, and there's wine, and there's you two lovely ladies. Is that right?
And there's dinner, sir.
And so there's food, and there's wine, and there's warmth and lodgings, and there's the company of you two lovely ladies, all of us spending the evening together, if you know what a nice evening together, if you know what I mean. Is that what's going on here?
Sister, I do believe he's lost his marbles.
I've been telling you that for ages.
Oh, don't you stop. Oh, now, the pair of you. Come on.
I've lost my marbles, but I've definitely lost my money, so bring me play along.
You get in front of me. You're out of my sight. You're out of my sight at all.
Go, wonderful, go. Just, See what I told you? Man, I need to find a way to empower my sister.
Is it chaotic and complicated enough already? I don't think it is. I think we need a little bit more chaos and complication in this next scene, so we're definitely going to bring that in. So, what we're going to do, the next scene needs to be played from two different perspectives. Normally we would do it together, but we've only got a cast of 5, so we're going to do it separately instead. Inside the house, Adriana and Luciana are confident that they have their Antipholus and Dromio home. At last. We, they, the other Antipholus and Dromio, content to have lodging and attractive women around, are happy to play along. And that is the perspective we will be playing from inside the house.
Oh, sister, it's been a very pleasant evening. Is there any more of that blue lotus honey wine? And left my husband in my boudoir. I've never known him to go, well, up and down, to go so hard. After that wonderful muscles. Who's that knocking on the door? Remy? It's Thursday night. Everyone knows not to come knocking at my door on a Thursday night. Go and get rid of them.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sister, I just don't understand.
What do you want? Stop knocking. What do you want?
Stand the definitely dropping in this place.
No, we're not serving dinner. It's Thursday night. Get you gone.
What's going on outside, Romeo?
They said they brought guests.
Yes, for Thursday night. Are they bad?
I don't know who it is.
What do you mean?
Go and ask.
Who are you? Complete bother that. Try and Dromio.
Open the door.
Who said that?
Open the door.
We've got a problem. It's just
What do you mean you've got a problem?
Dromio says that Antipholus has brought the guests round.
Well, you're Romeo.
I'm just as confused as you, mistress.
What would anyone
You're quite right,
want
Lucian.
to pretend here?
What is this madness? Here we go. Another scandal, another drama, another useless happening. But as the abbess of this town, I have a feeling I need to stick around to see what's going down. So stand still if you will, because there's so much more to this, I feel. Let's see what unravels.
Why would anyone want to pretend to be your husband anyway?
Maybe you start all that.
Go away. No, we're not letting you in. Not no way, not no how. I don't care who you think you are. You're not Dromio. Antipholus is already inside.
Tell you, sister. What you don't seem to understand is we may allow the men to wear the trousers, but we control the zip.
If you say so, sister, let me go and see what's going on. I can definitely hear Angela Goldsmith's voice out there. I can tell because her voice is quite peculiar.
Who's Andreea Bradu?
The lady who makes all of your jewelry that Antipolis is always giving you. Yes. She's saying something
Oh, well, my
about
dead
having
body.
you invited to dinner.
What's that for?
Mistress, they're threatening to break down the door if we don't let them in.
Bring it up.
What is this devilishly confusing scene? I am tired of this. Have people lost their value? Is everything bought and sold? Where is our heart of gold? I must bring order to this ordeal, and I shall write their names on my prayer wheel.
Bring it up. Now get back the car.
Oh, there she comes. Where do I find the cards?
Go and
I think I'll-
just
I don't
with
know.
your
I
husband.
should-
That's what you want.
I need to go up to her. I sympathy. Get the thing.
do I even empower her?
Meanwhile, outside the house, other Antipholus, other Dromio, are trying to bring home the guests that they've been away doing business with, only to find themselves scandalously locked out. A word from our sponsors for this evening. Angela Goldsmith's Crystal Kingdom and Val's International Celebrity Emporium, or Val, or Vice, for short.
Were you dreadfully bored during lockdown with all of those long hours away in your home with nothing to do? Well, fear not, because I, Angela Goldsmith, have prepared for you an online workshop in case of anything else happening that the government might just completely mess up. And I can teach you how to turn any piece of old jewelry or any piece of old clothing into brand new things that you can wear. And not only that, but I can teach you to use your own crystals, or for the modest price of 199 drachma, you can buy crystals from me, and I can teach you how to imbue them with the telluric energies and the energies from the universe so that everywhere you go, you will be healed as you go. Well, you can be there again. Now,
I am Val, Val's International Celebrity Emporium, or Vice for short. Vice is that quarterly magazine that I'm sure that you might not get, which is a little bit better than those tacky magazines like Cosmic. But Vice invites you to the height of fashion, the height of haute couture. I sponsor the best designers around the globe. And I will travel the four corners of the globe to bring to you the height of fashion, to bring to you the most beautiful delicacies like blue honey, lotus wine, was it blue lotus honey wine? One or the other. Details bore so much. Oh yes, why am I here in Alexis? Very good question. I'm here because I like to support the little trader who needs to a little boost, really. And I'm here because I lent some money to some Andreea Bradu and rather tacky jewelry. And I'm on my way to Rome, the opening of the fashion season, and trust me, if I say headlines go up, the world is your gynecologist. Angela, did you owe me money?
oh yes, Val, and this is why I brought you here, because Mr. Antipholus here has invited us over to dinner at his house, and he has ordered a beautiful crystal chain from me that he will give his wife. And when he pays me, I can pay you.
And when exactly will that be? I have to catch the tide, that's all.
Madam, we will show you what hospitality we who truly do fully professional business here in Ephesus can offer. We will be taken to the most hospitable hostess, my lovely wife, of course. I have ordered a crystal chain for her from Angela Goldsmith's Crystal Crafts. With the money that she makes, she will pay you. You, of course, will then have your debt. When you get to Rome, you, of course, will remember to tell people of the hospitality you receive in Ephesus at places like Chez Adriana, the finest hospitality from the finest hostess, won't you? And we'll all benefit each other as soon as this excuse for a servant can gain us access to the front door of my great establishment.
Yes, sir, right away.
This person.
Oh, Antipholus, he's a very, very, very well-respected gentleman.
And what is
We're
that?
here for dinner.
A t-shirt.
Is it? What?
I would have thought that you understood.
Do excuse me. What is going on? We are supposed to be impressing these people. We are supposed to be. I think you're the servant, and it's your job to get us in. Do excuse.
Are you telling us we're locked out of your house?
Well, my servant seems to not be able to do his one job of getting us into the house, so that we can show you this fine hospitality, and we can do the business that we've arranged.
Antipholus
here at
has
Crystal Chain.
guests.
I'm not impressed.
Oh,
That's all.
It's
You know, as the town abbess, I feel it is my obligation to remind you that in life there are more important matters to address than luxury, money, business, success, and faithfulness.
you will really enjoy Andreea.
Romeo.
She's such a fantastic hostess.
Yes, and
But
rich enough to buy the great manufacturing standard of the height of fashion here at Angela's Crystal Craft, so that we can conclude our business with you, and you can remain impressed as soon as the servant gets us in.
Someone on the other side is keeping us out.
Yes, I know. It's my lovely wife who's keeping us out, and
No,
not
she said a servant.
you're the servant, Romeo.
This is the thing. They said they're Romeo.
But you're Romeo.
I'm just as confused as you, man.
Does anyone know who they are?
Does anybody know who anybody is?
I was under the impression that I was going to show you who my wonderful wife is, the most hospitable hostess wife, so that
Let
she
us in now, or we're breaking down the door.
so we can offer her the hospitality. It looks as if I'm going to have to show a bit of mastery and muscle here. Do you have a crowbar, Romeo?
No.
I have never been
No.
so humiliated in all my life.
You should
That's
try Syracuse.
There's no need for violence. There's no need for name calling. That's how about we all go and have dinner at the Tiger? It's such a beautiful restaurant. I'm sure that Val here will love it, and she will be as impressed as she would have been from your house. I should not have said that she will be very, very impressed.
A tavern.
Now I know what
There's a
Adriana
darling little tavern out there, but that's not the one. It's a restaurant.
Adriana's talking about when she says I'm getting one of my heads.
I will bring you home some lovely medicine and some lovely crystal cake if you'll open the damn door before we have to break it down.
I believe we are close and we must end this comical theatrical session and call them all to virtuous confession. Yes?
Yes, I suppose, if I'm going to have an inhospitable wife and an incompetent servant, I suppose the best that we can do, seeing as you are being kind enough to make me that wonderful crystal chain, which I'm buying from you so that you can pay off your debt Val, just to make sure the audience is clear of the plot. I suppose the best we can do is take your suggestion to go to that other taverna, and you know what? A restaurant. The second finest hospitality, the second finest hostess, I suppose, seeing as my lovely wife is not even bothering to let us in, my lovely incompetent servant isn't even trying. We will go to the restaurant, we will do business there, we will conclude our business there, and you know what? Lovely Adriana needs a little lesson. There are houses of courtesans near the Tiger Taverna, so one of them, courtesans, one of them shall have the crystal chain instead. That is my scheme to teach my wife a lesson, because this is a classic comedy, and as we all know, jealous husbands' schemes to teach their wife a lesson in classic comedies never fail. Come on, let's see if we can do something right, Romeo. Come
Are
on.
there any unruly boys at this courtesans?
There might be some. We might find you some.
hastily redecorated and reassembled set, we shall begin with a little recap, as if this evening hasn't been chaotic and complicated enough. Well, this evening has been chaotic, comedic and complicated enough. So we shall recap for you the story so far as we take the abbess's suggestion that she made at the end of the last act by inviting us all to honest-ish confession.
Here we go.
Let me evidence, for I have sinned. Well, at least that's what they say I've done.
Continue.
I'll give it to you from the beginning. Yes. I passed a law here in our fair city of Ephesus to make very clear to those blasted Syracusans that we won't let them. We don't like it up us, and we will ensure that any passage of Syracusans to Ephesus will be completely suspended, banned, terminated. Any immigration from Syracuse to Ephesus will be considered illegal.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that I have some support in this. I thought I'd be in danger of a no confidence vote. So nevertheless, a Syracusean merchant arrived on our shores very shortly after, and he's offered me money. No, sorry, he's not offering me money, but if he does provide 5,000 drachma by the end of the day, I might let him off from being hanged. No, he has spun me quite a yarn about a wife of his that went missing at sea along with his son, one of his twin sons, one of their twin servants. I honestly think it's a load of pith-paddling flumdinnery. Nevertheless, on this day, I've been hearing about a citizen called Antiphus. I do know an Antiphus, but first he's here, then he's suddenly there, and then his servant Jojo is here, and suddenly there's a Jojo there. Honestly, who needs a Jojo? Wherefore art thou dream? So now I'm hearing this Antiphilus is smuggling jewellery to courtesans or something. The problem, the moral dilemma here for me is I know I should do something, but if I do, then I risk losing out on the ransom money from the Syracuse merchant. What do you advise, evidence?
Justice shall be done only when the heart is lying, as I said. Next!
Hello, Mother.
Hello, my daughter.
I have a bit of a confession to make.
I'm listening.
I mean, it's nothing bad that I did. It's just something that I witnessed and that I'm inadvertently part of, and I feel very uncomfortable and I don't know what to do. Well, you see, I make jewelry here in town. I'm a crystal merchant, and lately I have been able to start making some amazing, wonderful treaties with Val. Do you know Val? Val's International Celebrity Emporium, Vice for short. She agreed to work with me. Oh my God, because Anyway, yes. Now the problem is that I've ended up owing her a little bit of money. I find it very strange because, I mean, it's not like I'm lacking in money. It's just that, I don't know, it's been a bit difficult lately. I mean, my prices aren't that high. Most of my crystal workshops, are for a modest suggested donation of 599 drachma. So, it shouldn't be too bad for me, but I've ended up owing her money. Because Antipholus, you do know Antipholus, of course, he's so respected here in town. He asked me to make a crystal chain for his wife, Adriana. I'm sure that you also know her. She's so lovely, such an amazing hostess, and she wears so much of my jewelry. Anyway, Antipholus invited us for dinner, and I thought it was so amazing because then I can just impress Paul. Can you imagine if I have dinner with Paul? Anyway, so what happened was that when we got to Antipholus' house, Adriana wouldn't let the servants answer the door. I found that's very strange. Now the thing is, I wanted to keep the peace. I told them just don't be angry. Let's all go to dinner at the Tyler, because it's just such a wonderful restaurant, and then I can still impress Paul. However, Antipholus Antipholus said that the chain that he was going to order from me is going to give to a courtesan instead of his wife. Now, I am not one to judge. I mean, no. But he is a married man. And I don't want my reputation to go down like that. But I do need the money, so I don't know what to do. Hello?
My daughter, there is no judgment in the heart of God. You will know what to do. Ask the questions. The answers are in the questions. Go, ask.
Oh, okay. Thank you, I think.
Quite sure why I'm here. I sort of holiness or motherness or whatever it is you are. But I got my people to write things down because I didn't really deal with the details of life. But I'm the International Celebrity Emporium, Vice for short. You may even have seen our magazine that comes out quarterly, filled with all the most types of fashion and that sort of thing. Unless you're one of those people that read something like But anyway, are you coughing? Dying?
Continue, my daughter, continue.
But yes, so what was I thinking of? Let me just check the notes that my people put together. Oh yes, I'm here to collect money from Andreea the goldsmith, because I like helping the little people. I do despair that they don't pay me my money back. Yes, so anyway, we arrive, we locate this person who apparently is selling a chain to someone called Antipholus, something like that. Some no one I suspect, who is buying the chain, apparently, for his wife. And when he gives the money to Ange will give the money to me and I can get out of that business because I I need to be in Rome pretty sharp. It's the start of Fashion Week. That is some fashion season. And I'm going to tell you that with a little secret. Headlines are going right up this season. I may have said it before, but I will say it again. All of the young gynecologists are going to be quite interesting for the next 6 months anyway.
Continue. This is getting interesting.
I'm glad you're interested. I really am. That's all. No, it's not all. It's not
Stay
all.
to the point.
But
Stay to the point.
that is the point. That is the point. So we end up at this Antipholus, Antipholae, whatever his name is, house. And his servant rings the bell or actually starts knocking on the door. But entry is not allowed. So I begin to wonder whether or not actually this is their house, or whether it's just some sort of jolly old jest at my expense. Then there gets a bit of a do, and man tries to stop it, and everyone's embarrassed, and they're like a brawl in the street of all places. So they go to some taverna, I believe, near some courtesan. There's some very unruly boys, but we never quite got there. Yes, it was a case of, I was really looking forward to that. But that's another story altogether. Anyway, so we end up going somewhere else. But the interesting thing was, Andrew still hasn't been paying the money for this trinket that was supposed to be for this Antipholus, Antipholae, or whatever his name is, details too boring, wife, which has now been given to some courtesan, and I'm still waiting on the money. That's all.
Did you know that crystal's energy changes in the hands of someone who knows it?
Is that it?
Oh, highest representative of the goddess here on earth.
Yes, continue.
I've got something troubling my heart. Well, you see, it's about my sister. I think you know my sister, Andreea. She's such a well-respected lady here in town. But her husband is just terrible. I mean, what else can we expect? He's a man. You know, man treat us like we're all their servants. And he just comes and goes as he pleases. I've heard rumors of him going around town, of him just, and you know what? It wouldn't be that much of a problem if he had that arrangement with my sister. It wouldn't be that much of a problem if, they were in an open marriage or something like that. But that's not the case. She's very committed to him. He says that he's very committed to her. And last night we even had to drive him home. We had to go out and drive him home because he was telling the servant that he had no wife. What is that all about? And then, when we finally do get him home, someone starts knocking at the door. Well, not just anyone. Angela Goldsmith, the crystal merchant, she says that Antipholus invited her and Val. I'm sure you know about Val, this international celebrity emporium lady. Well,
Yes.
well, they are outside saying that they are with Antipholus and her servant Dromio, but Antipholus was already with my sister, who knows why she likes being with him. And Dromio is saying that someone outside is saying that he was Dromio. It's very weird. And now I'm hearing rumors that Antipholus is going to give his latest gift to my sister. He's going to give that to a courtesan instead. Now, don't get me wrong. I deeply respect and appreciate courtesans and everything that they do. Empower women. However, like I said, Antipholus is supposed to be in a committed relationship. I mean, I can't judge him very much in the sense of, I hear that the courtesan is very, very pretty. But he's in a committed relationship to my sister. I don't know what to do. I want herself, find, her goddess inside, be able to, empower deeply and feel the power of her sexuality and feel the power of everything that runs inside of her and be able to free herself, and I don't know what to do.
Yes, that fire, that passion, that's gonna lead you to your beloved God, of course. Go, my daughter. Obviously, you know what to do.
Okay, thank you.
So, I'm not quite sure why I'm here. I wrote it all down on this parchment that you heard outside, so that I could collect my thoughts. And my head vapors as well. I do everything for my husband. I keep one of the finest, not one of the finest, I keep the finest house in Ephesus. I keep the best table, we entertain. All I ask from him is that he is there on a Thursday night for our little romantic candlelight suppers. And normally we end up in my boudoir, but anyway, that's another story altogether. I'm sure you didn't want to hear about such things, about your amorous sort of thing. But anyway, the other night, last night to be precise, he never came home. Never came home. I got so stressed I had to go to my sacred space. I went to Irving next to go shopping, and I thought it was slightly better, and then we had to go to the Galdron. Go through all those peasants, I was people for my husband, on many occasions, until I finally found her. And that useless servant drove you. So anyway, I dragged my husband home, we had a little candlelight supper, we ended up in my boudoir, anyway, again, I really didn't want to know about that sort of thing being
Yes, we do.
Is that the voice of God? I really don't know. But anyway, after I'd exhausted my husband, then having, well, a little break, shall we say, I came back down to the drawing room. I had a little more of that delicious honey wine before it spoiled, and then there was a knocking on the door! A knocking! On a Thursday night of all nights. Yeah, everybody comes round on a Thursday night. No one from our social set anyway. Claiming they were, that they were my servant Dromio and my husband and Dribbler. But how could that be when my husband was up in my boudoir and my servant was trying not to answer the door? I had to send him out to get the girl. And then I hear, yes I did hear, because Dromio came back a little bit later. My language, I was getting quite vexed, and my aunt, I was getting one of those really beautiful letters. My sister was not really being very helpful, but that game, she should by now be in Lesbos when she sent her there or something. Anyway, he comes back, and what does he say to me? He says something interesting to me, I don't recall. I recall it was this, oh, that's right. Something about, they bought a chain for me or something, and he was in the nick, can you believe it? He needed bail money for a chain he had bought me from some local trader, and it was gold or something. And then apparently he's given it to the courtesan, as if I didn't satisfy him enough. I have just a tone of voice. I never raise my voice, I never argue, and now I really don't know what to do. Is anyone there? Has anyone been listening to me? No
heard, my love. Far and wide your voice shall be heard, my way. Now go. Next, next.
My voice will be heard, my gentle little voice will be heard.
Time's nearly up, and it's suppose one last confession is a grace they could grant me. Now, because you see, I know I technically came here illegally, but I explained to the authorities, to that Tory Duke and his officer, the one who's very fond of having fun with handcuffs. Who am I to say no to a little bit of fun right at the end of my life? But I just had to have one more go at finding my long-lost wife, my long-lost twin sons, my long-lost twin servants, before I gave up and my days were at an end. Now I overheard from the officer who keeps me in their handcuffs, they are very fond of fun with handcuffs, that there's a man and his servant around town with his wife and his sister saying he was with them, and he's going to buy her a crystal chain, but a crystal merchant and some international celebrity saying he was with them. And the chain is going to some local courtesan. Now I know I shouldn't get involved in all this chaos and corruption. If I don't, how would I get my bride money to buy my way out being hanged tonight? I said, how would I get my bride money to buy my way out of being hanged tonight?
Life is like a comedy of errors. Life is like a comedy of errors. Incredible, incredible.
You mean?
We are done for today. Thank you.
You mean? When it all gets you down, all you can do is laugh? When there's no hope left, all you can do is smile? Is that what you mean? Well, I'll give it a try. Hang on. Here we go. Always look on the bright side of life.
We're done here for today. Where are we?
Right. Now that we're all caught up, now it's time to liven things up. Time for a little bit of drama again. I know this is a comedy, but it's time for a little bit of drama. It's episode 2, ladies and gentlemen, of The Real Housewives of Ephesus. They're back again. In which Luciana is left alone with Antipholus of Syracuse in the house. It seems to her that this is her sister's husband. It seems to him that he is a single stranger who has been in luck enough to be left alone with this gorgeous woman. In fact, gentles and ladymen, she does look attractive enough that I think I'm going to set the camera to automatic. I'm going to set the microphone in place, and I'm going to have a little play around with the, let's add some spice to the reality of this reality TV show. I'm going to have a little turn at being Antipholus of Syracuse for this episode.
So,
Antipholus.
we've had enough to eat, we've had enough to drink, and what about we have a little of what else we were talking about being promised when we were taken to your house?
What are you talking about?
Oh, we don't have to talk, we can just act on our impulses.
If you're suggesting what I think you're suggesting.
Oh, now come along, a bit of passion, a bit of fashion, a bit of lashing, maybe. Now come along, you're an attractive single lady, are you not? You like be in power. You can have as much power and passion over me as you like.
Yes, I am. But you're not. You're married to my sister.
Well, I mean, we can have your sister in with us if you're into that kind of thing. I'm very open-minded, especially when the lady is as gorgeous as you. Come on.
Don't you dare bring polyamory into this. That is between the individuals who want to have that arrangement.
Oh,
I know for a fact you don't have that arrangement with my sister.
Polly, I remember her. She was a fine girl. Yes, if only I could be with Polly again. But you are even more gorgeous now.
You've been
Come
talking
along.
about other women now. I know that you've been running around town and... Oh, no, not with me.
Well, that was all there was to do in this town, so all we have to do now is take advantage of the fact that there's...
No. No.
Why?
No.
Now all we have to do...
No. See what I tell you? Men. Oh.
That dramatic American angle wasn't working. Let's see. Oh, I thought they liked... Oh, go-getting American men. No, let's see. Where are we? Where are we? We're in some theatrical-looking venue in England. I know what we need. Wait a minute. Little change of image. Little change of accent. She seems like an educated and sophisticated woman. I know what she needs. Let me think back to my days as one of those pretentious kinds of English students. That's what we can do. So be one of those theatrical types, that's what we'll be. I know, I remember I was with quite a pretentious theatrical type in Cambridge. I somehow managed to get into Cambridge film studies. I was doing 3 years of film studies for this. Real Housewives of Ephesus. Bit of culture, bit of class. That's what a lady wants. I tell you. I'll find my friend again. I'll look up my friend again. We'll go back to our pretentious English history, literature student days. Our theatre student days. I'll get my Cambridge voice back in. That'll get her attention. You remember we used to really get their pulses running the way we run our scenes, didn't we?
Yes. And we always managed to explore the subtext of Shakespeare's plays.
Oh yes, that comedy of errors. Everyone was treating it like some sort of slapstick farce, as if they could make it up as they went along. They didn't appreciate the subtext, the context, the pretext. SMS text, as much as we did. We were the ones who really brought out the catharsis and the pathos, weren't we? With our delivery, we really dug into the meaning of the word.
I know. I mean, you remember Act 2.
Oh yes. The woman of the world scene, all of that time spent, all of that space they could cover, and as if it was just a comedy scene, when there was so much meaning and rhythm and emotion in it.
Yes, it's showing that Shakespeare was truly a man.
Yes. Now let's look. I need to get back into a bit of practice. I need a bit of culture back in my time. So let's run that scene again, like we did back in our student days.
Yeah.
I'll be Antipholus. I'll be Antipholus, and you be Dromio.
Yes, on script, on script.
Anyway, let's run it. I think I've still got it here. Yeah, there we go. Why, how now, Dromio? Why runnest thou so hard?
Oh, I am an ass. I am a woman's man, and besides myself.
What woman's man? And how, besides thyself?
Married, besides myself, I am due to a woman. One that claims me, one that haunts me, one that will have me.
What is she?
A very reverent body. I have but lean luck in the match, and yet she is a wondrous, great, big, fat marriage.
What's her name?
Nell, sir. But her name and 3/4, that's an L and 3/4, will not measure her from hip to hip, no longer from head to toe than from hip to hip. She is spherical. I could find nations, countries in her.
Spherical like a globe, and you could find countries in her. Well, in what part of her body stands
Ireland, Murray, and her buttocks. I found it out by the bags.
where Scotland?
Oh, I found it out by the Baroness, hard in the palm of her hand.
Where France?
Bien sûr, à la France, la tête.
Where England?
I looked for the Torquay Cliffs, but I could find no whiteness in them. But I guess it stood in her chin by the salt stream that ran between France and it.
Where Spain?
Faith, I saw it not, but I had it hot on her breath. Cayenne.
Where America? The Indies.
Oh, sir, upon her nose, all o'er embellished with rubies, carbuncles, sapphires.
Where stood Belgium? The Netherlands.
Sir, I did not look so low to conclude this drudge or diviner may claim to have called me by name Dromio, swore I was assured to her, told me what privy marks I had about me, at the mark on my shoulder, the mole in my neck, the great wart on my left arm that I, so amazed, ran from her as a witch.
Go hie thee presently, post to the road. I will not harbour in this town tonight. If any boat put forth, come to the mart, where I will walk till thou return to me. If every one knows us, and we know none, it is time, I think, to trudge, pack, and be gone.
Well, as from a bear who's run for life, as would, so sorry. As from a bear,
As from a bear a man would run for life, so fly I from her that would be my wife. Ah! A bear!
The exit pursued by a bear is a different play. That's the last thing I heard. Just a moment. Young man, whoever you are, I don't know how you got on stage, but it was my moment. Just a moment. I am about to monologue. There's none but witches do inhabit here, and therefore 'tis high time that I were hence. She that doth call me husband, even my soul does for a wife abhor. But her fair sister, possessed with such gentle sovereign grace of such enchanting presence and discourse, hath almost made me traitor to myself. But lest myself be guilty to self-wrong, I'll stop thine ears against the mermaid's song.
Are you finished?
For now, I think I've made my point.
Okay, Mr. Nicholas.
Yeah,
I have got you to change my word.
No, I'm just playing, not
master.
master.
Kind who you give it to.
Well, yes, but you're not supposed to.
But that is not the kind just take it.
No,
I know that you come to the market and pay me at 5 o'clock, like paid me the other night.
Well, look, I know my antiphilus was realistic, but I'm not really. I mean, it's lovely, and it's very lovely, but I mean.
Well, anyway, don't worry. I trust you completely. It's no business of mine. You give it to.
I'll go along, she's rather pretty. Why is she feeling?
Goodbye. Well, I need to deliver this teddy bear to a child over there. So,
I was just playing, and I'm not really. I don't see how. times like this, one must... Let's see, well, I don't know why she actually thought I was... how I've actually managed to get into... I mean, I was just playing the scene, and then suddenly the scene... I mean, I'm not going to say no to something as lovely as this. Final monologue, and then I'll be off, I suppose. What I should think of this, I cannot tell, but this I think, there is no man is so vain that would refuse so fair an offered chain. I see a man here need not live by shifts, when in the street he makes such golden gifts. I'll to the mart, and there for Dromio stay. If any ship put out, then straight away. Thank you.
Right. This challenge, this workshop game, this improv game, is what's known as Here Comes Charlie. What we're going to do, two characters will introduce a third. Two characters will come on, they will be waiting for a third, they will be introducing this character who's about to come on. I'm going to have absolutely no idea what descriptors they're going to make for me. Maybe they'll say, oh, isn't that the one who walks with a limp? Isn't that the one who talks with a lisp? Whatever they describe me as, that is what I'm going to be challenged with coming on as. And it is in that method that we are going to introduce the return of the officer. So, here comes Officer Charlie.
You still not got my money.
No, but like I said, I've made that arrangement with Antipolis that you would come here and pay me at 5.
A bribe?
No, at 5.
At 5. Obviously
Yes.
articulated. Bloody effusive. I really have got to cut the tide here. If it's not going to happen, I'm going to have to call for an officer to arrest someone.
Oh, you mean Officer Charlie?
Oh, that Charlie. Well, we all know that Charlie, don't
Do we? How do you know Officer Charlie? You've just arrived in town. Oh, were they doing a thing with the handcuffs?
Not only that, but they have that limp, or is it just one leg? I can never quite remember.
Yeah, no, it's a heavy limb.
Heavy limp. I'm not quite sure how they got that limp. I heard it was gangrene or something quite ghastly.
No, I think it was an incident with the whip.
With a whip?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a story not to be told in polite society. And he's having one arm, I believe.
Yes, I know. There was an accident yesterday with the handcuffs.
And they had to chop it off.
I'm afraid so.
Was it the left or the right?
I have no idea.
I think it was the right.
Yes, I think you're right. It was a right, yes.
And you get hard of hearing as well, I believe.
I wouldn't know. I don't talk much when we're together.
Is there something you need to tell me now?
No.
No.
Look, here comes Officer Charlie.
Oh, with the lisp as well at the end of the sentence.
No, it's that high squeak.
That high squeeze.
Yes.
Yeah. Officer, I need you to arrest someone. I owed money and I haven't had it.
You see, what happened was, let me give you my full report.
I wish you would.
You say you're owed money by
Which I am.
He says he's owed money by a devil
I don't
crystal chain. He says he changed for his wife, but when she wouldn't let him in, he threatened violence on the front door and took her chain and caught his end. So I've decided to keep him in my handcuffs. I like handcuffs, I think.
I know.
Is this really the law?
And him, and his servant home to get the money for his bail. Now, for heaven's sake, go about your business and let's hear no more of this. Unless, of course, either of you want to come and have some fun with me. And
Could you arrest Alan until he gets me the money?
both of you, if you like.
No. It's not that stop. I think it's part.
And very flexible.
Flexible.
Oh, wait, no, we're doing business right now, so maybe later, darling.
I kind of think it's into some other sort of business, you know.
Yeah,
Right, that's it over there. Right. Let's go over there. Right. Time for. Right. Let's go over there. I haven't got time to go into any more of that because it's time. I must say it's time for the season finale of the Real Housewives of Ephesus, in which Luciana confesses to Adriana the behavior of her husband.
Not very, but sexually good, sister. Oh, that blue lotus anyway.
Yes, my darling sister, I have it all here ready for you.
Oh, yes, it's sweet. It sings. Oh, the night has gone back to normal.
Oh, my dear sister, I have something to tell you, and I don't know how.
Oh, what, you're off to Lesbos again?
That's next month. No,
What else is going wrong?
Dear sister, Antipholus came on to me.
And my husband came on to you?
Yes.
Right up, my little sister. Oh, you just.
No, he did so this morning.
There's a speech.
I can tell.
I really didn't want to say, you hussy, you. What are you doing? Right, still be a male.
I did. Why would I even want to be with Antipholus?
Well, it seems that you do. You're leading him astray. 1 minute you're saying all these horrible things about him. The next minute you're leading him on. You know he's a man. He's very weak-hearted.
No, he is horrible. I date enough good people in my life to know that he is horrible.
He's not.
I've told you. I've told you what happened. You don't want to believe me.
No, I think you've been drinking too much of my lunatic anyway.
It's not that much, really. It tastes a bit like ink.
Ink?
Accusations of drinking problems.
Antipholus' behavior, or let's introduce a real plot twist for the season finale. Was it even Antipholus, or shall we bring in an evil twin season-ending plot twist?
So, Luciana confesses the behavior of Antipholus, or was it Antipholus' secret evil twin? As if there wasn't enough drama, let's bring in some extra drama for the real season finale. Dromio arrives to say that the master of the house has been thrown in jail for unpaid debts and requires their savings.
It's Antipholus.
Oh, not again.
He's been arrested.
Arrest!
Yes, mistress. They've put him in jail unless he pays Angela Goldsmith his what he owes her. I've got to find some money.
How much to release my husband?
I think I remember. There was some money in the coat rack.
Was it? Yes. This is what you were looking for. Can you check this what we were looking for, Luciana?
That is exactly it.
And you will know where my money is.
I've got to get this to the station house. I think it's the station house. Wherever it is they're kept in.
Dromio, darling. Just go fetch the master.
Adriana, I've told you, you can't trust men.
Oh, I don't know. I've had enough for one day. I'm getting the vapors again. I need to have a lie down.
Come on, my dear sister. Come on. Yes.
What a season finale here on the Real Housewives of Ephesus. What a season-ending cliffhanger. Luciana confesses to Adriana the behavior of Antipholus, or was it Antipholus' secret evil twin? Dromio enters to say that the master of the house has been thrown in jail and requires their life savings to bail him out. Or perhaps it wasn't even Dromio either. Perhaps Dromio has a secret evil twin too. Now there's a season-ending cliffhanger. Find out how all this confrontation is resolved in the next summer's season of The Real Housewives of Ephesus.
There's only one thing that can top that. At least I hope there is, because we've only got one thing left. So a bit of a courtroom political intrigue. Let's get all this out of the way. It's about time somebody in authority here in this town made a statement about all these chaotic goings on. It's time that we had some authority here in town from our supposed take-back control duke. Let's see him put his money where his mouth is with the Make Ephesus Great Again campaign. Somebody's got me prepared by Peggy.
Thank you for joining us. Good citizens of Ephesus, I'm here to deliver the 4:55 p.m. briefing. Don't ask me why we decided all that time. Now, it has come to my attention there have been all sorts of unauthorised, unsavoury, tantamount to criminal and frankly very confusing goings on in our great and fair city. Courtesans extorting jewellery from citizens, fraudulent mediums hauling away our people to houses of healing, citizens resisting arrest and running away into priories. And I know there have been a lot of questions about why I've been going to so many parties in priories of our city instead of taking care of things or getting on with delivering on our policies and executing illegal Syracusean immigrant merchants. Executing illegal Syracusean merchants. I have, of course, agreed that there must be an inquiry into all this, and to show you, the good people of Ephesus, that I mean it. The inquiry will be led by the highest authority in all of Ephesus. Of course, I am the highest authority in Ephesus, so I shall be conducting the inquiry into my behaviour myself. Now, let's call forth the first witness.
You bad boy. You are hearing tales of courtesans. You are calling forth your little courtesan early, my dear Duke. Your appointment is not until 10:30 tonight.
10:30, my wife said.
Oh, you want to bring your wife into it as well? This will cost you extra. But I am here early as a special privilege because you know I am normally very strict about the arrangements that we make. So, you want me to tell you the little story? Yes, we like to begin our sessions with little stories, telling little stories, don't we, my Duke? I will tell you there. I come upon Monsieur Antipholus and his boy, the little Dromio. I say to him, "Bonjour, Monsieur Antipholus. You know how I am seductive with my greetings of bonjour. You know how just the sound of my voice saying bonjour gets the men's pulses racing." Oh, you want to cut to the chase? This is just what you said last week. What we say is, "Oh, you have promised me a chain, Monsieur Antipholus. Is this the chain that you have promised me? He says he knows nothing of any chain. He knows nothing of any promise. He knows nothing of any courtesan, even like little moi. I say to him, oh, you have been drinking already before we start our session. Well, I hope our session will still go as planned if you have been having the little drinkies. I mean, you know what can happen if we have a little too many drinks before the session. You know that things get a little bit looser than they intended and they need tightening up, do they not?
Ooh, they look a bit close, don't they?
No, I say to him, if you are not going to give me this chain, at least give me back the ring that you had for me in exchange for this chain. You know as well as I do that when I give something in exchange, I want what I am promised. You know this from experience, do you not, my...
I can never be converted.
But let me tell you, he says, I am witch. He says, I am devil woman. He says, I am trying to curse him, possess him. I say to him, if you want me to play witch, devil woman, if you want me to play this character, it will cost you a little bit extra. For his little boy, Romeo, he is already quite bewitched, quite bedeviled, quite possessed by little old me. But he is raving, he is saying he knows no courtesan, he knows of no chain, he knows of no debt, he knows not even of our having met before, not even what his little boy Romeo is talking about. And I think he is touched in the head. This is not drinking, this is not the full mood, this is being touched in the head. He is raving, he is pretending he is not knowing me, maybe he is not pretending, maybe he really is not knowing me. He is touched in the head, so I call on my friend the healer Dr. Pinch. To our lovely audience here, we'll meet in a moment. We will call on Dr. Pinch, and I promise him this, I threaten him with this, and he is raving. I know you not. You are witch, you are devil woman, you are trying to curse me, you are trying to possess me. I know nothing of any chain. I think he truly is touched. Either he truly is touched, or he is trying on some sort of little joke. And you know what we do when customers try little jokes to try and not pay. We call on our secret weapon. We tell the wife. So I ran to tell the wife. We could tell Monsieur's wife a few stories of what we have been doing, could we not? You know what I keep in reserve, the secrets that I keep in reserve to tell the wife if I have to get strict with my customers and my clientele. So I think we will tell the wife. The wife will fetch. Think he is mad just like I think he is mad, and we will fetch the healer, Dr. Pinch, and we will sort him out. Now,
you said you were a lot, weren't you?
This is all the story I have to tell, but for the rest, if you want to hear some more little stories, you will have to wait until our little appointment, our little business appointment at 10:30, my
Call the next witness.
Duke's Holiness?
Dr. Pinch.
No. My name is Luciana. My sister Adriana is reading Dr. Pinch in a few moments.
Just so that we're clear. It was because of me that my sister Adriana went to fetch Dr. Pinch. Now, I don't quite know how I feel about it anymore. I did it first because my brother-in-law Antipholus has been acting very strange. Well, I don't really say very strange because he's been acting that bad for ages. But he came on to me, and that's so out of line. So I thought he might need a little bit of spiritual healing.
Infidelity in my city?
And not only that, but the courtesan who he has been having an affair with, came over to tell my sister as well.
Yeah.
And I was not wrong, she's very pretty. However, that's not the point. The thing is, I thought that it was a good idea to take my sister to seek Dr. Finch because, you know, he's supposed to be in everything.
That hero's supposed to be.
Careful.
But he
Wrong way.
going on and on and on
That's
about
good.
how my sexual energy was so wrong that it shouldn't be so sexual and just
Fair enough. In any case, it tends to be me who's
Oh
always
my goodness,
fixing
we must-
everything around. I'm actually tired of it.
It appears we've got the other witnesses around now.
I sort of recognize the healer of this town, the healer of the soul, the healer of the energies, the healer of the chakras, and this was what is required this day of me. This is what I am told. I am told, come see my husband is mad. I say, if he is lost in the darkness and chaos of madness, all that he is doing is for us to raise his vibration to one of peace.
Let's get on with it.
Stars were aligned, the stars, they were aligned, the herbs, they were fresh. So I go to my work, I say, take hold of this man, for the madness within him is of the devil spirit. I am sensing he is possessed by the darkness of the lower vibrations, the darkness of the lower chakras. We must raise his energy, we must raise his vibration, so he must be taken to isolation, to alone, to solitude, to commune with himself. So I say, he is to be hauled away to my house of healing.
But where is my husband? Thank you.
He is hauled away to my house of healing. I call upon, he gets even more into the frenzy, he gets even more into the fury, he gets even more into the lower energies of chaos and aggression. I try and restore his energy of peace. I call a peace officer. I call one of your officers who likes to hold the peace. The one who is having fun with the handcuffs. And with the handcuffs, yes, and he is raising the energy of sexual healing. So I think this is just the person. So he hauls him away to my house of healing. He hauls away the servant with even more of a fury and a frenzy. What happens? What happens? They say. I have done nothing. They say. I say, clearly we are all nursing some secret shame, and we must free ourselves from it. We must raise ourselves to the vibration of freedom. So
Get to the point!
I have hit the point, my dear daughter, is that I have hauled him away to my house of healing with the officer, and then the officer comes back and he says, the man was here, and his servant was here, and now the man is there, and the servant is there, and instead of being hauled away to my house of healing in the handcuffs, he is run into the town trial, as if I and my house of healing were of a lesser priority than the house of the church.
Let's get to the conclusion. What you're saying is that the last place you saw Dromio and Antipholus heading to was the Priory, the Abbey.
I am here simply to speak my truth. I am here simply to bring clarity, crystal clarity to the present chakras, but he runs away to this house of the abbess, to the priory instead. He runs away to this other house of healing, as if the healing of the church could be any better than my healing of the crystalline clarity of the chakras.
Yes, well, we've had quite enough of your truth. Does anyone else got anything to say?
Where is Antipholus?
Well, the officer says that your husband is here and that the servant is here, and then the officer says the husband is there and the servant is there. I hear that he has been taken away to my house of healing, and then at the same time I hear that he is running into this quack. I am trying to bring clarity to this chaos. I am trying to bring healing to this anger.
It's quite what we have heard in this inquiry is stories of many black and white details. What I intend to do is consolidate all of these details into a single report
We shall call it the Grey Report.
God help us.
And it shall be released at such a time that I deem officially correct.
Consolidate the truth, release.
So you have quite enough of your truths.
Will this be in this Parliament or the next?
That's for me to determine. I'm the ruler of this city. It is within my authority to.
He's in his sovereignty, he is in his place of representation.
Get to the point, where are you ridiculous?
In the Priory. Who said the Priory?
When one person says he's in the Priory, another person says he's in my house of healing, they say he's been caught there, they say he's been caught here, they say he's needed to run into the Priory.
In the Abbey, yes.
Silence!
Who's that?
Silence, I say. This is a place of sanctuary.
Have you got my husband?
Maybe I do.
What made you do? Maybe I want him back.
You cannot talk to the abbess of this town in such a manner.
This is my quiet voice.
Let's have a little bit of calm here.
I am very calm.
The abbess is a lady of great virtue and decency and piety, which is precisely why I haven't appointed her to my cabinet.
Truly I am.
Just remember that I am one of your biggest donors.
Woman, I have a question
Woman?
for you.
Woman?
How come your husband is not in your home and he is here in my abbey? Can you answer that?
Because you stole him.
No, but have you held him close enough to your heart? Have you cared for him?
I am in the finest household in Athens, and I hold him close to my bosom.
Close to the fire of your heart.
Very close to the fire of my heart.
Very close. Maybe you held him a little bit too close.
Oh my God.
That's why he ran away here. He has all the space he needs in my beautiful garden, resting by the pine tree. No, you shall not have your husband. It is my duty to care for those who walk in the abbey.
My husband has all the freedom he needs. I even give him an allowance. Now give me back my husband.
Maybe a little bit too much freedom.
Right. Oh, sister, you can't win with this person.
But let's bring a conclusion to this. We will add these details to the Grey Report. The Grey Report will be released at a time that I see fit. We must conclude this item and move our agenda now to the what has been appointed at 5 o'clock as the summary and decision on the execution of the Syracusian illegal immigrant merchants.
Wait, wait! Is
I
it
know
really
that
you?
face. I know that voice.
My beloved husband.
I've come all the way around the world to seek some place of solace for who I've lost, and there is who I've lost right before me.
Emilia. Oh, I've searched for you. Finally, I have you back home.
I thought the abbess was a virgin.
You ought to have those just taking care of the house, that's quite nicely.
I mean, yes, those are, I know we used to like playing with those, but that's not the time now. The time is the joyous reunion.
I'll keep these.
Oh, yes, all those joyous times are back again after we've finally been reunited.
We are back together again, and our sons.
Is this what's happening? They're saying the servant is there, they're saying the servant is here, they're saying the man is here, they're saying the man is there.
My love,
Is
it
this-
all makes sense. You listen to your mother-in-law and go fetch your husband in the abbey now.
That's my mother.
And the rest of
She's
you,
not moving in with us. I'm not.
and the rest of you, out.
I'm dreadfully sorry to interrupt, but I must get back straight here. The tale you told me yesterday, before I had to spend the night in ourselves, you told me you lost your wife on a voyage at sea, along with one of your sons and one of their servants.
And now, don't you see, all of a sudden there's one man is here and an identical man is there, and one boy is there and an identical man is here? Can you not see what happy miracle has occurred?
The goddess has answered my prayers. My family is reunited. It's time for celebration.
I agree, and I must conclude that the grey reports will be entirely destroyed, and I must declare that this is not the case now of an illegal immigrant, but merely the case of a man reunited with his family. For, as they say, it is not the clothes that make the monk, or indeed the abbess, and thus it is not the circumstances that make the unfortunate, the outcast, or indeed the refugee. So I shall declare, I shall consider the freedom of this Syracusan merchant, and I must reconsider this policy, for no human being is illegal.
And very well, because we also have the money. Go fetch the money.
Oh, good. Money.
And here we are to celebrate.
Are you going to have that cake?
Would you like?
Nobody's ambushing me with cake.
Hang it.
No, what can we do? Does he deserve the celebration cake, or does he deserve his comeuppance?
Nobody's ambushing me with cake.
Let's all celebrate now. My family is reunited.
Oh, my dry cleaning is very good. Leave it over there with the wardrobe. There you go.
Feather.
Come, my children, come.
Well, one of your children can't come.
There's a doctor for that.
I cannot breathe.
Oh, you look so much like your father. Oh, did you see your brothers?
My brother, baby.
They are here. But they're cleaning themselves from the cake,
They're cleaning.
They were changing characters in this play. We've been doing it all throughout.
But Bobby, where have you
Nobody
been?
wants to too.
Yes, I've been having quite so much fun in the kitchen with a very attractive brown lady.
Oh, darling.
Oh, money. I love you, but I'm covered in something.
Handcuffs, Mummy? What are you doing with
Don't you
handcuffs?
worry about those.
Never heard of such a thing, Mummy.
There's another Andreea. Well, she's told me often enough that she would like more, and why not? Why not?
Well, from one brother to another, I say, let's get our party on! I don't know, I never get paid. Who was in her boudoir? We'll never know.
Right. with what was once a full cast.
Which was then decimated by necessary travels abroad in cases of COVID. I think I'm incredibly happy with this lovely cast for having put that together. I just want to, moving on from the fake words from our sponsors we had earlier, I do want to thank our actual supporters. These costumes come from, the matching costumes come from the Winking Turtle Cafe here in Market Square. Jewellery props supplied by
The Mystic Garden Gallery, Linda Ravenscross Mystic Garden Gallery, which is also here in town. Our friend here is rather in need of a wash. A friend here is a genuine professional Boris Johnson impersonator. You can pick up his business card, he's for hire. For anyone else who wants it.
And until then, stay alert.
Our lovely Luciana.
Sandra is also a professional writer, and her signed copies of her books are over there. And without further much ado,
About nothing.
without further much ado about nothing, because that's another play. Thank you very much for making this. Thank you.